I call this hearing of the Senate Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry Committee to order. I welcome my colleagues as we consider the nomination of Mr. J. Christopher Giancarlo to serve as chairman of the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Mr. Giancarlo, it was a pleasure to see you in Montana a few weeks ago. Reminds me of a Merle Haggard song, but we won't go there. And I thank you for being with us here today. Note that you have your wife, children, and other close family and friends in the audience today. Allow me to welcome the family and you all to the Ag Committee. Thank you for coming. As noted in the CFTC's mission statement, this agency is charged with fostering open, transparent, competitive, and financially sound markets while working to prevent systemic risk. Further, the Commission is tasked with protecting market users and their funds and consumers and the public from fraud, anti-manipulation, abusive practices related to derivatives and other products that are subject to the Commodity Exchange Act. The services provided by the CFTC allow farmers, ranchers, commercial companies, municipalities, pension funds, and others who rely on derivatives to hedge commercial risk and focus on what they do best, innovating and creating jobs and producing food, goods, and services for the economy. I might add that is a pretty big deal. It is essential the CFTC have individuals in charge who truly take its mission statement and responsibilities to heart. And Mr. Giancarlo, you have demonstrated your understanding of that mission during your time at the CFTC. In fact, and I want to underscore this, in fact, in 2014, this committee voted unanimously to advance your nomination, and the Senate confirmed you by a vote. And let us not forget, it was not the farmer, rancher, rural cooperative, electric utility, nor other end users who contributed to the financial crisis of 2008. Many members raised concern during consideration of the Dodd-Frank effort and insisted the legislation provide flexibility to those who rely on these markets, but did not contribute to the 2008 crisis. It is important to note this was a bipartisan concern. Yet when Dodd-Frank became law and the CFTC began writing new regulations, limited flexibility was provided from the heavy hand of government overreach. Therefore, moving forward, I think it is imperative that both Congress and our federal financial regulators work to provide necessary and appropriate relief to our nation's providers of food and energy and to those who export U.S. goods. To do this, we need a functioning CFTC which handles regulations practically and looks to reduce federal overreach. In fact, I believe the recent announcement of your initiative to apply current rules and regulations in a less burdensome manner is a perfect example of getting our federal agencies back to how they were intended to function, governing, not ruling, and to be a true partner to our nation's market participants. Further, I am encouraged by the CFTC's launch of Lab CFTC, which is intended to foster financial technological innovation, something that is happening at light speed today, whether we like it or not. I'm glad you intend to stay out ahead of the curve and engage with the modern derivatives marketplace. Mr. Giancarlo, it is imperative all commissioners understand the historic nature of a portion of the markets and the CFTC regulates, which is to provide risk management tools for producers of agriculture commodities. It is often lost on many in Washington that these financial markets create and allow for stability that we all appreciate when we go to the grocery store on any given day and buy food at affordable prices. Functioning markets benefit every hardworking family in America. Those families would feel the effects if our agriculture producers lacked the market affordable and effective risk management tools to help lock in fair and reasonable prices. This is especially true today as the farm economy is struggling, as we have talked about. I am grateful you understand and are committed to fostering a functional marketplace for all participants, and I especially appreciate your commitment to our rural stakeholders. Again, I thank the nominee for being here today. I look forward to your testimony. I now turn to my distinguished colleague and our ranking member, former chairperson, for her opening remarks.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.